What if the secret to saving Hawaii's dying coral reefs has been hiding in plain sight, waiting in the wisdom of Native Hawaiian ancestors combined with cutting-edge genetic science? This Sunday, something extraordinary is happening at Maui Ocean Center Sphere that could revolutionize how we think about reef conservation. The Pilikahakai Foundation's Cultures and Coastlines Speaker Series is bringing back their most talked-about presentation by popular demand. And this time, they're asking the hard questions that most marine biologists won't touch. The star of this encore performance? Ka'ikuliumaikalani Kaholoa'a, a Native Hawaiian researcher from Molokai who's shaking up the academic world at Stanford University. But here's where it gets controversial. Kaiku isn't just another PhD student studying coral genetics. He's doing something that makes traditional scientists uncomfortable. He's proving that ancient Hawaiian knowledge might be more scientifically accurate than decades of Western research. Kaiku's groundbreaking work focuses on identifying what he calls super reefs, coral communities that have developed remarkable heat tolerance. These aren't just random genetic mutations, though. And this is the part most people miss. Many of these resilient reef systems are located in areas that Hawaiian ancestors specifically protected and managed using traditional practices passed down through generations. The free, family-friendly event promises to dive deep into how this fusion of indigenous wisdom and modern genetics could be our last, best hope for saving Maui's underwater treasures. Think about it. While climate change continues to bleach coral reefs worldwide, could the solution have been in Hawaiian traditional ecological knowledge all along? This isn't just another academic lecture either. The Pilikahakai Foundation has assembled an impressive coalition of partners for this initiative, including Maui Ocean Center, the Maui Ocean Center Marine Institute, Aina Momona, Ocean Conservancy, and several other local organizations. Together, they're fostering what they call collaborative solutions. But what does that really mean when indigenous knowledge meets institutional science? The Foundation's mission deliberately blends culture, science, and community action, which raises some fascinating questions. In a world where billion-dollar conservation efforts often fail, should we be giving more weight to traditional stewardship methods that sustained these reefs for centuries before Western contact? But the conversation doesn't end Sunday. Pilikahakai Foundation has strategically planned additional October events that will push these boundaries even further. On October 11th, they're hosting a reef-friendly landscaping summit at the Hyatt Regency Maui Resort Spa. Here's a thought-provoking angle. How much of our reef destruction actually starts on land, with the fertilizers and chemicals we use in our yards and golf courses? October 12th brings a double feature that's sure to spark debate. At 10 a.m., there's an Indigenous Peoples Day beach cleanup at Kahului Harbor. Later that same day, at 5:30 p.m., the Ocean Conservancy will present Centering Communities in Conservation and Research at the Maui Ocean Center. This timing isn't coincidental. It's making a statement about who should really be leading conservation efforts. Kaiku's research doesn't just identify heat-tolerant coral genetics. He's also mentoring the next generation of stewards across Maui Nui. This raises an important question about the future of marine conservation. Should we be training more community-based stewards or investing in more high-tech scientific solutions? The implications of this work extend far beyond Maui's reefs. If traditional Hawaiian stewardship practices can be scientifically validated and enhanced with genetic research, what does this mean for conservation efforts worldwide? Are we looking at a complete paradigm shift in how we approach environmental protection? Some critics might argue that combining traditional knowledge with modern science is just feel-good politics that won't produce real results. Others believe that Western science has had its chance and failed to prevent the coral crisis we're facing today. The Pilikahakai Foundation seems determined to prove that the most effective conservation happens when communities, culture, and science work together rather than in isolation. But is this collaborative approach really more effective, or does it slow down urgent conservation work by requiring consensus building? Here's what makes this Sunday's event particularly intriguing. It's completely free and designed for families, which suggests they want to reach beyond the usual audience of scientists and environmental professionals. They're betting that regular community members need to understand and support this work for it to succeed. As coral reefs worldwide face unprecedented threats from rising ocean temperatures, pollution, and acidification, Maui's approach could become a model for other island communities. The question is whether other places have the same deep traditional knowledge base to draw from, or if this solution is uniquely Hawaiian. The encore presentation format also sends an interesting message. Clearly, the first event generated enough interest and discussion that people wanted to hear more. What controversial points were raised in that initial presentation that made an encore necessary? So here's the ultimate question this event poses. In our rush to find high-tech solutions to environmental problems, have we been ignoring the low-tech wisdom that sustained these ecosystems for generations? And if traditional knowledge proves scientifically superior, what does that say about the assumptions underlying modern conservation efforts? What do you think? Should conservation efforts prioritize indigenous knowledge over academic research? Or is the combination of both approaches the real game changer? Have we been overthinking reef conservation when the answers were already embedded in Hawaiian culture?